Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Thursday, October 13th, 2016. I'm Fredicia Liebert. Earlier today, the Senior Citizens Division in the Social Services Department held a birthday celebration for the eldest person in the Federation, Cillian Martin Powell. Junior Minister in the Ministry of Social Development, the Honorable Hazel Brandy Williams, spoke on the legacy of the celebrant.
I know Cillian is a no-nonsense person. She's a disciplinarian. She's a hard worker. And she's one who believes in education at all costs. Today, as we celebrate with her on attaining 104 years, being the eldest in the Federation, I would like to say to Cillian that we want to have you around for some more time, a little while longer. I'm asking you not to be overambitious. Just live one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time. And the God that you have served over the years would sustain you, would keep you.
She then presented a gift basket to the celebrant. Great-grandson Alan Powell accepted on her behalf.
On behalf of the Ministry of Social Development and Department of Social Services, Seniors Division, we would like to present you this basket on behalf of your great-grandmother on the attainment of her 104th birthday and being the eldest person in the Federation.
Granddaughter of the celebrant, Kathleen Rollins, expressed her thanks to the management and staff of the Flamboyant Nursing Home.
I would it would be remiss of me not to mention to the Powell family the most important people in Mama's life. It is the people who work here at the Flamboyant Nursing Home. It is the team that supports Mama day in, day out, in the early morning, in the evening, throughout the night. Without their help, we as grandchildren, and even my mother, her daughter, we could not live the life that we live. We give thanks to them every day.
The celebration took place at the Flamboyant Nursing Home, where there were various tributes, songs, and dance. Also present at the ceremony was grandson of the celebrant, the Honorable Carlisle Powell, and Hospital Administrator Gary Pemberton, along with members of the family. In related news, Junior Minister, the Honorable Hazel Brandy Williams, exclaimed that here in Nevis, persons are living longer, healthier, and happier lives because of the care and the treatment they receive. At the recognition ceremony for the oldest person in the Federation, Brandy Williams took the opportunity to pay tribute to the other centenarians on the island.
I would also like to make special mention of the persons in Nevis who are also centenarians. It means that the persons in Nevis are living longer. We are doing something good in Nevis. I pay tribute to William Douglas, Doris Claxton, Dowie Elliott, Florence Liebert, Rosetta Hall, who is here with us today.
Brandy Williams, in turn, presented Rosetta Hall with a gift basket on the celebration of her 100th birthday.
We would like to say congratulations on reaching 100 years. Okay, may God continue to bless you and keep you.
Son of Hall accepted the gift basket on her behalf. Prison officers at the prison farm on Nevis now have some level of comfort when executing their duties at the penal facility on Nevis. Yesterday, Wednesday, various ranks of the prison service, as well as other invited guests, witnessed the opening of the office. Superintendent of Prisons, Junie Hodge, in his remarks, gave some background on the condition of how the officers were expected to function.
Can you imagine the chief had to do his work out of his bedroom? If the chief had to speak with one of his officers, he had to do that out of his bedroom. We're saying no. There should be an office space, an official space for the chief to perform his duty. And for too long, the Nevis farm didn't have a secretary. That's not fair. Just what St. Kitts has, Neve is supposed to have.
According to Hodge, the various programs being implemented as part for the rehabilitation of prisoners is most times managed by the prison officers, and it is important that they are comfortable.
All of us as human beings, we would have made mistake, whether small or great. And I am one who believes that we deserve a second chance. If the good Lord said that he is able and willing to forgive us 70 times 7, how is it we as human beings who can see our brother, men and sisters can't learn to forgive at least once? So I'm saying the rehabilitation program begins with us as officers. If the officers are not comfortable to do their job, then the officer will not perform their duty the best of their ability.
The Nevis Island administration would have also contributed to the effort.
The prison farm had contacted the Premier's ministry and asked if they could contribute to the setting up of these offices, and indeed the material and the furniture was consented to and delivered. And we are here this morning to open these 2 offices, and we all know that the comfort in which we work has a lot to do with our productivity. And being in a situation like this, I am sure it is very stressful, and having conditions that are not conducive to helping in alleviating that stress could also compound the problem. So I am grateful that the Premier's ministry could have contributed what they did.
The blessing of the new offices were done by Pastor Davidson Morton, while a number of other items on the program were done by prison officers. The ribbon cutting was also done by former prison officers James Eaton, who was assisted by Roderick Griffin. The majority of the construction was done by prison officer Sergeant Brown, and he gave us his thoughts.
We had some hiccups because here wasn't the first location. The first location was the one at the front. But then it was too small, so we relocated to here. This space that you're now looking at, this would have been the tailor's shop and also the officers' quarters that we keep meeting. But it was much bigger to house the secretary, and at the same time to put the facility of a toilet and face basin. She must have a privacy. She must have a privacy.
The various guests were later given a tour of the facilities. Still to come,
we've had the support of the schools, of the parents and of the children, and so far they seem to have enjoyed themselves.
The details after this break.
As a responsible taxpayer, you help to finance free health care at all health centers on Nevis. Thank you for putting country above self. This message was brought to you by the Inland Revenue Department, Nevis. Be a responsible citizen.
Welcome back. The Health Promotion Unit this year hosted their Mini Chef Academy at the Ivor Walters Primary School in collaboration with the Rouse Foundation. Nadine Carty Keynes gave us an update on how this year's activity went.
On October 6th, we had the Mini Chef Academy in the morning with some of the children of the Ivor Walters School, and in the evening we had the Parent Chef Academy with parents of those said children. It was a pretty productive session. The parents at the Ivor Walters School, they all came out, they supported the event. Most of the persons who registered were there, and it was a very interactive group. The parents were able to learn about foods that we say are go foods, slow foods, and wow foods. And also after that, Chef Michael Henville took them into a mini session about ways they can prepare meals that are healthy and quick in the evening. And we also had Dr. Rouse, who visited us along with his team, and he talked about cardiac issues that present if we don't eat healthy and exercise.
The Chef Academy has taken place since 2004 and has been in most of the primary schools on the island.
We have been doing this activity since 2004. We started with the Charlestown Primary School. We have done St. James Primary, St. Thomas's Primary, and this year for this October, we did the Ivor Waters Primary School. Next year, we have 2 schools selected already, which will be done in April and the other one in September. The feedback from our academies have always been positive. We've had the support of the schools, of the parents, and of the children, and so far they seem to have enjoyed themselves. And I hope that they take the lessons that we present at these academies home with them and use them.
The Chef Academy teaches students about eating healthy foods and the consequences of eating sugary and salty foods, as well as portion control. World Post Day is celebrated on October 9th annually, and for this year's celebration, the Nevis Postal Services are hosting a month of activities to celebrate the 45th anniversary. This week, employees of the Nevis Postal Office visited 6 primary schools on Nevis as part of their tree planting initiative.
This project started in 2015 and will be completed this year. It gives me great pleasure, therefore, to perform this simple task on behalf of the staff at the Nevis Postal Services to present this flamboyant tree to the staff and students of the VOJN Primary School. It is our sincerest hope that this tree will grow rapidly in height, hand in hand with your school and in the near future. Add to the ambience while providing shade for the staff and student alike. Sincerest thanks is hereby extended to the Department of Agriculture, who willingly donated the plants and prepared the holes in order to make this venture the reality it is today.
Principal of the Violet O. Jeffers Nichols Primary School, Shay Wilkin, expressed her gratitude.
On behalf of principals, staff and students, we too would express our thank you to the Postal Department for this lovely donation of flamboyant tree. We know that it is going to stick very deep into our children's knowledge as it forms a part of our social studies curriculum where we study the symbols, the national symbols of our federation. Once again, thanks very much and we appreciate it.
The other schools that were part of the initiative were the Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School, the Maud Cross Preparatory School, and the Nevis Academy. The Gingerland and the Charlestown Secondary Schools were also recipients. The trees planted at the various schools were the Crown of Thorns and the Flamboyant Tree. World Post Day is being held under the theme, Serving a New Society, Delivering Beyond Your Doorstep. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredisa Liburd. Thank you for viewing.